quick. Okay, man, it's getting freaking weird now. Whoa. If I get in the yoga position, man. Hey, good morning. Just sitting out here in a rainstorm in my little spot against the building here. The bike is covered up. I'm covered up with this little umbrella. And really, you know, this is really comfortable. I want to talk about something real quick, and it's birds and how smart they are and why we have such a hard time figuring it out. And, you know, birds can't talk. They never talk. They don't even look at you, really, you know. So it's almost like they're in their own little land, their own little world, and they're not affected by anything, you know. When that thing happened a few years ago, birds, you know, flying around. You didn't see them dropping, you know, on the ground and stuff. And it was like, and they were doing their own thing. Kind of like all animals were doing their own thing, you know, watching us humans run around with these masks on and stuff. Anyway, we won't get into that. But I think the first thing that I learned, and it took me years, it took me like 40 years, is my body adjusts better in warmer temperatures. And so I'm sitting here in this rainstorm by the bicycle, you know, getting ready to edit another mystery story, another missing person story. And I'm like, hey, maybe I better share what I do and how I feel. And I'm 60 years old, man. I'm getting ready to, like, every year, just a little further south. South America, Colombia is my other love. Yeah, so I think when I see the birds, when I lived in Alaska for all those years, I'd see the geese. They would just take off, like starting around, it'd be like late August even, but early September, you start to see them flying from the northern part of Alaska, the interior, Fairbanks, and then they're moving south. And so you look and you're like, holy cow, that's ending. The fireweed's going. Anyway, we won't get into Alaska, but birds, geese, everything, all the migrational birds, man, they start to move south, and it's a feeling. I get the same feeling in the spring when they're going to Alaska or going to the north, Canada, whatever. And then I want to go migrate north. But anyway, my body says at 60 years old, hey, maybe you ought to be more like the birds and spend some time. And I'm talking the migrational birds. And funny thing is, when I'm in South America and I'm sitting there having coffee out on my little patio and I'm looking at all the birds that are there that live there year round, and I'm thinking, wow, those are really smart birds. They just stay here, you know. They just stay in this, like, area that doesn't really change too much, really close to the equator. They don't fly all the way to Alaska or Canada and then, you know, make their way all the way back. But when I get down there, I'm like, wow, how'd they figure it out? How'd that bird figure it out? That type of bird. I'm not a bird specialist, obviously. Now, I'm listening. I'm seeing them go down, and you know, the smart ones and the older ones, they stay down there probably. I don't know. I don't think the old geese keep flying back and forth. But, yeah, so out here in this rainstorm, I'm thinking maybe I should share this and also just share my little bungalow here. This is you know, you can see my storage unit over here. I mean, you know, whatever. That's my storage area for clothes. Right, well, here we go. Base camp here. And, you know, I don't want to set up the tent because I'm not hanging out here for much longer. So this is where I'm hanging. Hey, maybe I'll show you how I crawl in here and how agile the human can be. Basically, twist myself around in here. Whoa. Might have to take this little pad I'm sitting on. If I get in the yoga position, I can have both ankles on it. Man, there you go, base camp. This works really good. Get an umbrella. Clothes and stuff. But, no, I've actually been sleeping in a bed. I'm lucky. As you can see, I don't look like I've been, you know, crashed out right here and all wet. And but I thought